Don't.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for all the talents I got. It's only because of you, man. All perfect gifts, all good and perfect
Other
gifts.
practices. There's two main reasons that I've seen, okay, and experienced myself, that can get a person to walk away from Christ or to get involved into to another practice. And one is ignorance. Okay, so you could just be simply born in a place where they don't know Christ. Okay, you might have heard the name, but no one's actually there's no teachers there teaching you
That's good.
about Christ. Okay,
Yeah.
they don't have the movies and things online. I mean, on TV there. Like, when we have holidays, they have the movies about Jesus. They have the Passover movies about Moses. Like, they're not getting that. Okay, so those things they're just not connected to it. And most people are going to practice whatever their parents teach them or whatever their grandparents teach them is passed down from
Mhm.
generation to generation. So even if they do come into Christ, they still
Yeah.
have these traditional things that they've been taught that might not be of God. So
Mhm.
you have the ignorant piece, and then the other piece is desperation. So a lot of times your church or the Christians that you know might not be at the level that you need them to be at. So if you move somewhere or if you start to get higher up in your career, you start experiencing warfare, or you start seeing other people manifesting their blessings using something else, and you're like, man, I got this contract I got to get done. I have this going on, I have that going on, but I see this person in my neighborhood, or I see this person that I'm working with practicing this. Okay, the desperation of getting that done in that small window can raise up, and that can take a person away. So
Mhm.
so your prayer life is so important. Your relationship with God is so important because these things you can't manifest your blessings through the Word of God. You just have to be taught it. Okay,
Mhm.
you can be spiritually protected by God. You just have to be taught, how to defend yourself using the Word. Because a lot of people will, then a lot of people want to be God themselves. So they'll be like, well, I don't need what you're talking about. I could just go buy a crystal. I could just go get some sage or something, and I could do that. And you're trying to be in control, okay? As compared to learning the word of God, okay? And then your control is going to go up because you're going to be able to use your authority. And then you don't even have to buy anything. You can just read
Mhm.
and use your authority and protect yourself. So I wanted to go over those two things. There's
Yeah.
ignorance and desperation that can knock a person off their walk.
That's
What you
good.
think, man?
Man, that ignorance, man, and that desperation. Those are two powerful, powerful points.
Mhm.
Um, I think about product being a product of your environment. You know, when it comes to those two things, being a product of your environment. Like you said, ignorant to the fact that because you lack resources, and desperation because you are trying to get out of an environment that is plaguing you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so you only are going to catapult yourself to something that looks the part, right? And it doesn't even have to be fully in truth, even if it's partial truth. For some people that's better than nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from an impoverished state, not only physically, but coming from an impoverished state spiritually. Because I always believe this, man, that we all have a hunger and we all have a desire. We all have a hunger. It's just what are we allowing to feed our hunger? Which table are we sitting at? You know what I'm saying? So those things, man, I think it's something that we need to make sure that we are in position in helping people, or at least introducing it to people, or giving people uh, the resources and giving them the things needed for them to discover Christ. And that means sometimes, and I think that means we have to sacrifice our own comfort. So I think about, man, like our children. We got kids in the hood, man, that don't know Christ, but they know the streets. They know rap culture. They know entertainment culture. They know sports. They know that because that's all that is engraved in their environment. That's all they know. So it's gonna take us to go pick up those kids, after we've had a long day of work. And I don't care if it's just once a week, twice a week, or whatever that looks like. but we have to go meet them where they are, right? And then sometimes that requires us to go in those tough neighborhoods. It requires us to go in those tough settings where we're going to have to go get them. And by going to go get them, and it's not only just for children, but people as a whole, and people only want to know if you really care. And the only way that you can show that you really care is if you continue to show up.
Message. Lord knows that I'm heaven sent. Thank God for the future, past, and the present tense. It's newfound love for my Father God. Got the devil tense, and I've been dodging bullets and